So Cyberpunk 2077 is, just like I had mentioned, one of the greatest comeback stories in the history of video games. It's been an unbelievable comeback story from where it started to where it is now. But there are 5 things that I would like to see out of Cyberpunk 2077 moving forward into the future. And I would love to hear your guys' thoughts about this in the comment section down below. So let's get into it. So guys, coming in at number 1 for me, the number 1 thing that I would love to see Cyberpunk 2077 introduce or bring back to what was going to happen originally in Cyberpunk 2077 is multiplayer. Multiplayer, guys, was supposed to come out, obviously, with Cyberpunk 2077. cdprojektred scratched it, obviously, for a number of reasons, but the main one being that, the state of Cyberpunk 2077 when it first released was very, very bad. And so they had all hands on deck, probably pulled pretty much everybody who was working on a Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer and started working on that single player story. But I would love to see a multiplayer, multiplayer modes come out. I think this game would be incredible for multiplayer, like a Cyberpunk, online, something of that nature. But I think PvP, PvE would be really awesome, where you can play with your friends or play up against other people across the globe. It looks like the type of shooter that would be awesome for something like this. And so, multiplayer is definitely number 1 for me. Number 2, guys, for me is definitely coming in at being the setting, or I should say like them setting up a potential sequel to Cyberpunk 2077. Now, obviously, I think that Cyberpunk 2077, the idea is that they want to service this game for the long term. So with Phantom Liberty out, I would love to see them set up the next rounds of DLC. And maybe in the DLC is when we're going to be getting multiplayer modes up and coming at some point down the journey. But I would say that I would love to see them continue setting up a potential sequel or the potential of more DLC in the future for Cyberpunk 2077. I think that would be absolutely awesome. Coming in at number 3 for me, guys, one of the things Cyberpunk 2077 does so well is their characters. Character development. I think each of their characters, they know their one thing. They know their current one role that they need within the story and how they play a part in the ecosystem of Cyberpunk. But I would love to see the introduction of more and more characters moving forward. I think that would be really, really awesome. Having new characters and some, just more characters, and even the characters that we have currently, an expansion upon those moving into whatever the next DLCs are and things of that nature. I would love to see just more of an expansion on the characters that we've got. At number 4 for me, guys, I would love to see, new locations, new enemies, new, weapons that you can use. I would love to see this as well as they continue to expand the Cyberpunk 2077 story. Whether that's getting, like I said, new locations, that would be really interesting. You've got Night City, but it'd be cool to start exploring more and more what else is out there. I think if they could continue expanding upon that, it could be something really special that goes along with the new enemies. I'd love to see some new enemies introduced to the fray in Cyberpunk 2077, as well as new weapons. The weapons are really cool in Cyberpunk 2077, and I think there's a lot of opportunity to really expand upon that and create some really awesome weapons for the future. And that leads me, guys, into number 5. The last thing that I would love to see Cyberpunk 2077 do, and they've done a great job of this up to this point, is customization. I would love to see more customization moving forward, whether that's customizing your character, customizing your weapons, vehicles, all of those things I think would be absolutely awesome for Cyberpunk 2077 moving forward. Expand upon what they've done really well, the things they haven't done really well, and the things they can do different moving forward, and really just expand upon those customization options. I think that would be absolutely awesome. Having, if you have free reign of your character in terms of further customization options and weapon customization and, all of those things, I think could just be absolutely incredible and just make the experience all that more enjoyable. But let me know what you guys think. What are your 5 things that you would love to see out of Cyberpunk 2077 right here, right now? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Cyberpunk 2077 content and videos, stay here with zrotv.